Visas and entry requirements for traveling to Bali in 2023. All right, here we go. On this episode of Travel with Eric, we're going to start out with the travel entry requirements. So, quarantine, testing, proof of vaccine, none of them are required. Again, that's no quarantine, no testing, no proof of vaccine. Just like almost the rest of the world, Bali, Indonesia is back to normal. In terms of travel insurance, it is not required, but it's highly recommended. I use Safety Wing. Cost me about 50 United States dollars for 28 days. You can get it for longer, and it just gives you that peace of mind. So highly recommended, but travel insurance is not needed, not required, I should say. As always, you do need a passport that is valid for at least 6 months, and you need proof of onward travel to your next port of destination. What this means is if you got a round trip ticket, this is your ticket back home. If you just have a one-way ticket, then you need to have proof that you'll actually be leaving the country at the end of your stay. So what you can do is you can either buy another ticket somewhere else, or you can use a service like Onward Ticket that for as little as 16 United States dollars. I have no affiliation with them. I'm not getting paid, but it's just good information. As little as 16 United States dollars, you can get a ticket. It's a flight reservation, and they'll print off you like a ticket with all the information about it, and it's truly valid. But it's not a actual real ticket, it's just a flight reservation, but this is good enough, and you can show that to the immigration officers. All right, next off, let's get into the visas. So what you're probably going to get, what you should get is the 30-day visa on arrival. It's also called the 30 days visit visa, B213. It costs about 35 United States dollars, and it's a single entry visa, meaning that once you leave the country, the visa is null and void. So you can either apply for it at the airport on arrival, or to save time, you can apply for it within 14 days before you travel, or at least 48 hours before your departure. So within 14 days before your travel and 48 hours before your departure, within that. It can be extended only once for another 30 days, and that can be done online while you're in the country. And one thing you should know that when you get to the country, you will need to fill out a customs declaration form at the airport. Although to save time, you can do this online within 72 hours of arrival. Just Google for the Indonesian electronic customs declaration form. And then after filling that form online, you'll receive a QR code, which will be able to be scanned by officers after you've collected your luggage. And that's just before you exit the airport building. But let's say you want to stay for more than 60 days, the 30-day visa on arrival plus the 30-day extension, that's 60 days. But for longer than 60 days, you should apply for the B211A visa before traveling to Indonesia. So before traveling, apply for this visa. It's also called the extendable 60 days visit visa, B211A. So it allows you to stay for 60 days and then can be renewed twice for a total of 180 days. You must apply for it, like I said, while you're outside of Indonesia. You can't just apply for it when you arrive at the airport. It is a single entry visa again. So if you leave, visa is null and void, you'll have to apply for it fully again. And for this, you need a passport that's valid for at least 12 months if you plan on getting the extensions, because the extensions allow you to stay in the country for up to 180 days. One thing that you will need is a letter from a guarantor, usually called a sponsor letter, declaring responsibility for your stay in Indonesia. And you have to provide financial proof for funding your stay in Indonesia of at least 2,000 United States dollars. So what you can do is just get a bank statement that shows how much money you have in the bank. So what you can do for the guarantor thing is use a service like Bali.com, and they'll take care of this, and you will not need to provide proof of funds nor the sponsor letter. Again, with this, any company I mentioned, I don't have any affiliation with Bali.com. They're not paying me, but it's good to know. Their service, which includes the cost of the visa, is around 305 United States dollars and takes about 2 to 3 weeks. All right, everyone. Now, if you could like this video, I'd greatly appreciate it.